So 3 space.
No.
And now for our feature presentation.
But if I were redoing this jingle, it would be the right game for the moment, as Ready Unknown Fox here would agree with me on that.
Yep.
We're doing another Breezy Premiere of a game show game, but I'm not going to be the I'm not going to be the one to tell what it is. Jay's going to do it.
It shall be my pleasure, Aubrey. That's right. The Breezy Premiere for this time is the 1992 DOS version of Jeopardy!
Over 3,500 all-new questions and answers featuring Alex Trebek. With the help of Jay here, we were able to get this to work on my DOS box, and so we're going to get going!
Oh, yes.
Let's do a zoom. Here we go. Oh yeah, I need to turn my screen share on, don't I?
Yeah.
There you go, so you can get a view of the action. There you go.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. We're going to do Novus. This is because this is game 1. Number of human players, 1. Aubrey. Scott. The space bar. I'm going to be him. Taking on Cheryl and Roy.
Hi everyone and welcome to Jeopardy!
Thank you, Alex. Alex Trebek.
Here we go, round 1.
Round 1. Put in the dollar figures.
One daily double will appear on the board in these categories.
We have Biblical Zoo, The Americas, Physics, Hodgepodge, Travel and Tourism, and finally, Sport of Kings. Okay, would I like to change the categories? No. In the meantime, I will select the first question. Okay, my pleasure. I'll take Biblical Zoo for 100, please. The second of Egypt's plagues was hordes of this amphibian. What is the frog? What were frogs?
You are correct.
That is correct. Okay. Take Biblical Zoo for 200, please. Okay. Aubrey, select the next question, please. Okay, Biblical Zoo for 200, please. Jeremiah rhetorically asks, can it change its spots? What is a leopard?
Right.
Uh-huh. Brings me to 300. This is kind of like the Super Nintendo version from 1992. Biblical Zoo for 300, please. Answer there, the Daily Double.
So there is the daily double.
Wow, right off the bat. But I can risk up to 500, of course. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wager $500. Okay? They licked the sores of Lazarus and ate the flesh of Jezebel. What were locusts?
No, sorry, that is wrong.
No. Not locusts. What were we looking for?
The correct response is
What were dogs? Dogs. Okay. So I'm at minus 200, but it's early. Biblical Zoo 400. David's first vocation was tending these. What were sheep?
you are correct.
There we go. Now I'm out of the hole. I'm back on the plus side. And I'll take Biblical Zoo for 500, please. Okay. Samson killed one of these with his bare hands. What is a lion?
hit.
Uh-huh. 700 now. Okay. Now that that category is done with, let's go to the Americas for 100. Spaniards named this Central American country the Rich Coast. What is Costa Rica?
That's it.
All right. Could I have the Americas for 200, please? Okay. The only borough of New York City not connected to Manhattan by a bridge or tunnel. Okay, what is the Bronx?
No, sorry, that is wrong.
It is not the Bronx. So, Jay, how do you like this so far?
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. It almost looks like the real TV show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The correct response is
Correct response is Staten Island. Staten Island. But I have the next selection. The Americas for 300. Niagara Falls borders on this Canadian province. What is Ontario?
that's it.
It is Ontario. Okay, the Americas for 400, please. Yeah, the Americas for 400. This capital of the largest U.S. state is twice the size of the smallest state. What is Juneau?
You are correct.
It is Juneau, Alaska. All right. Let's have the Americas for 500, please. The only country with a flag whose front and back differ, its capital is Asuncion. What is Paraguay?
You are correct.
Right again. 1800 now. Let's make the next selection. Okay. I'd like to have physics for 100. 186,282 miles per second is the speed of this. What is light?
You are correct.
Right again. Okay. Let me have physics for 200, please. Count Volta invented this electric device common to cars and flashlights. What is the battery?
That's it.
Uh-huh. I'd like to have the $300 clue in that category, please. Physics. Rankin wasn't sure what these high-energy photons were, so he called them this. What are X-rays?
Yes.
Okay, could I have the $400 clue in that category, please? Physics for 400. Dr. Edward Teller is often described as the father of this, though it displeases him. I would say modern medicine, but I don't think it's right. Who buzzed in? Roy? He's saying, what is the hydrogen bomb?
Yes.
Yep, the father of the hydrogen bomb. So for the first time this game, he's on the board. And Roy, you have the next selection. Okay, so Sport of Kings for 100. The pari-mutuel system lets you place one of these legally. What is a bet?
Right.
Alright. Okay. Could I have Sport of Kings for 200, please? A race where faster horses carry more weight than slower ones. Okay, we hear from Cheryl for the first time. What does she say? What is a... Nothing.
Oh?
Wrong! And you fail.
Miserably.
The correct response is
A handicap race. It's a handicap race. Okay, but I'm in charge of making the next selection. Sport of Kings for 300. Racehorse that runs well on a wet track, or a Bronx mommy. What is a filly?
no.
No. And according to the box, Jay, this was actually released in 1993.
92, 93, they're the same. They're around the same time.
Yeah, I mean, what difference does it make, right?
Yeah.
And Cheryl says, what is a liter?
No, Tori, that is wrong.
You fail.
Miserably.
Besides, I'm in too good of a mood to even care right now. Besides, Jay's having a good night, I'm having a good night. Let's see if Roy knows this. What is a mutter?
Right.
Oh, a mutter, of course. Okay, Roy, make the next selection, please. Try the Sport of Kings for 400. The oldest race in the Triple Crown. What is the Kentucky Derby?
No, Tori, that is wrong.
It is not the Kentucky Derby. Okay, Cheryl's going to ring in. She's at minus 500 right now. What is the... Nope.
No.
Cheryl, I'm beginning to wonder why you even auditioned to be on the show.
That's what I want to know too.
The Belmont Stakes. Okay, that was my second answer. The Belmont Stakes. Okay, Roy, the next selection is yours. Sport of Kings for 500. In 1929-20, this four-legged battleship won 20 of 21 starts. Ooh, excuse me. Cheryl rings in. Who was Man of War? Yep.
That's it.
Now she gives a right answer. Okay, Cheryl, you have the next selection. Hodgepodge for 100. The original Peeping Tom supposedly saw her ride. Oh. I think I know it, but Cheryl beat me. Lady Godiva. Yep.
Right.
That was my guess. But that's okay. I'm still leading with $1,800. Okay, Hodgepodge for 200. At the Berlin Wall, this American immortalized the words, Ich bin ein Berliner. Who was John F. Kennedy? Oops.
You are correct.
It is John F. Kennedy. Okay. I'm going to go with Hodgepodge for 300. Name of the national park famous for fateful aquatic eruptions. What is Yellowstone?
That's it.
Uh-huh. I'd like to have Hodgepodge for 400, please. Despite its verdant name, this large island is primarily ice cap. What is Greenland?
That's it.
Alright. Let me have Hodgepodge for 500. It was really in battle, not in bed, as in the play, that he killed Duncan. Who was Macbeth?
Right.
Uh-huh. 3,200 at this point. Okay. Let me have physics for 500. The centigrade temperature scale was named for this Swedish astronomer. Who is Corey Lawrence?
That is incorrect.
Of course it is. Who rung in? Roy did. Who was... He doesn't know.
No.
No.
The correct response is
Who is Celsius? Oh, okay. Alright. Travel and tourism for 100. Oh, right, my selection. You can visit this Sports Hall of Fame on PGA Boulevard in Pinehurst, North Carolina. What is golf?
You are correct.
And if I had gotten that one wrong, Jay would have given me a redneck spanking.
Speaking of Pinehurst, that's where the next U.S. Open will be held.
Great. Travel and tourism for 200. Except when it's on tour, the most important King Tut collection is housed in this city. What is Cairo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 3. The first public museum in England, the Ashmolean, opened at this university in 1683. What is Oxford?
That's it.
Aha. 400. The name of this world-famous museum is Spanish for meadow. What is the Prado?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 4,200, now the last clue. You could spend the night in a Victorian-style railroad car at the Choo Choo Hilton in this city. What is Chattanooga?
You are correct.
So at the end of the Jeopardy round, I'm at 4,700, Roy 200, Cheryl minus 300.
The double Jeopardy round. Here we go.
2 daily doubles up there.
Two daily doubles to help you in one of these categories.
We have U.S. history, sports, poetry, world history, tunes for tots, and finally, famous names. Okay, these look like good categories, and I'm not going to change them. In the meantime, we'll start with Cheryl, because she's in last place. Sports for 200. It's the run for the roses in the Bluegrass State. What is the Kentucky Derby?
You are correct.
And I got it right. Okay. Could I have sports for 400? In Japan, its name is sumo. In nightclubs, its name is mud. What is wrestling?
That's it.
Alright. I'm going to go with sports for 600. Legendary site of the first baseball game in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What is, Cooperstown?
That's it.
Cooperstown, New York. Correct. Alright. Sports for 800. Her hairstyle and style on the ice made her famous in the 1976 Olympics. Who is Dorothy Hamill?
Right.
It is Dorothy Hamill. Sports for 800. Or sports for 1,000, rather. Great-grandson of Chief Black Hawk and one of the first in the NFL Hall of Fame. Great-grandson of Chief Black Hawk and one of the first in the NFL Hall of Fame. And Cheryl rings in. Jim Thorpe?
You are correct.
It is Jim Thorpe, so she's out of the hole and she's got some money. Okay, now we're going tunes for tots for 200. In The Farmer in the Dell, this stands alone. What is the cheese? Something Corey cuts a lot of.
Correct.
Alright, now let's have tunes for tots for 400.
Oh, and you're at 6,900.
Yeah. Song title that follows the third, Flies in the Buttermilk, Shoe Fly Shoe. What is Skip to My Lou?
That's it.
Alright. Tunes for Tots for 600. In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he follows Comet in the roster of Santa's deer. Who is Cupid?
Yes.
Alright. But with Tunes for Tots for 800. Disney film in which a very merry unbirthday was celebrated. What is Alice in Wonderland?
Alice in Wonderland.
If I had gotten this one wrong, Jay would have given me a redneck spanking or sent me over the moon.
Yes.
Alice in Wonderland is correct. And I'll close out Tunes for Tots for 1,000. Daily Double!
The answer there is Daily Double.
One of the two in the round. And how much do I have? I have, I believe, 8,700. Let's bet it all. Here's the clue. Putting an old silk hat on him made him come alive. Who was Frosty the Snowman? Oops.
Yes.
And I'm up to $17,400.
Alright.
That's the way to play Jeopardy.
Yes.
Okay. Next category. U.S. history for 200. Ransom money found in Bruno Hauptmann's garage helped convict him of kidnapping this man's son. Who is Michael Batten?
That is incorrect.
Does Roy know it? Who is Charles Lindbergh?
Right.
Yes. Roy, select the next question, please. Poetry 200. Shelley asked the west wind, if winter comes, can this be far behind? What is spring?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to go with poetry for 400. This author of Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner called his critics murderers. Roy buzzes in. Who is Samuel Taylor Coleridge?
Right.
So he'll double his money to 800. But he and Cheryl have a ways to go to try to catch up to me. And as for them catching up to me, I don't see it happening. Poetry 600. Animal of whom William Blake wondered, did he who made the lamb make thee? What is the lion?
No.
No. So I dropped down to $17,000. Maybe it's the sheep. I don't know. Roy says, what is the mini skirt? Mini skirt!
No.
Since when is a mini skirt an animal?
I don't know.
I think that should be a nomination for funniest moment on YouTube. Oh, well, Cheryl rings in. Does she know it? The shamrock? Nope.
No.
A shamrock is not an animal.
The correct response?
Oh, the tiger. The tiger. Oh, well. Roy makes next selection. Poetry 800. James Whitcomb Riley wrote, a feller is a feelin' at his best when this is on the pumpkin. Ugh. Roy. What is the frost?
You are correct.
He got it right, so he goes to $1,000. Okay, Roy, select the next question, please. Poetry 1000. This lengthy poem about the Civil War won Stephen Vincent Benet the Pulitzer Prize in 1929. I don't think it's the Red Badge of Courage. So let's see if Roy knows this. John Brown's Body?
Right.
Yep. So he'll double his money to $2,000. But he's still trailing me by 15 grand. So where are we going? U.S. history for 400. He became FBI director way back in 1924 and held the post for 48 years. Who is J. Edgar Hoover?
Yes.
It is J. Edgar Hoover, and I'll tell you what. We're going to take a brief commercial break so that way I can transfer the video, because we're almost out of time on my camera. But when we come back, we'll finish up this game and see if I'll start a run. Don't go away. Okay, kitties and catties, we are back, and I'd like to take the $200 clue in whatever that is. This French dynasty began with Henry IV in 1589 and ended with Louis Philippe in 1848. And who buzzed in? That would be Cheryl. Does she know the answer? The Red Guards?
Nope, sorry, that is wrong.
No, she doesn't. She's back in the hole.
The correct response?
Oh, the Bourbons, of course. Okay, no problem. Okay, I would like to have U.S. history for 600. On October 4th, 1957, the Soviets launched Sputnik while he became Teamster Union president. Who's Jimmy Hoffa?
You are correct.
It is indeed Jimmy Hoffa. Okay, let's have the $800 clue in U.S. history. From Latin for money, the first one was authorized by Congress on April 2nd, 1792. And we hear from Roy. He says, what is the... He doesn't know.
So you're wrong, and you fail.
You fail.
Miserably.
Miserably! If Roy keeps playing the way he is and he ends up in the hole and Cheryl stays in the hole, I'll win by default.
The correct response is...
The U.S. Mint. U.S. Mint. Okay. I'll take U.S. history for 1,000. The other daily double.
The answer there is the daily double.
Okay, and I have a big lead right now. $18,000. How much do I want to put at risk? I'm just going to do 1,000.
Good idea.
Here's the clue. He founded Savannah in 1733. In fact, he founded the whole colony of Georgia. I have no earthly idea, so I'm just going to say, who was J. York?
Who?
No.
It was... Well, I dropped to 17 grand.
The correct response?
James Oglethorpe. So because I used your name, Jay, go ahead. Ow! 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 I deserve that. World history for 400. From mid-1948 to 1949, an average of 4,000 tons of provisions a day were being flown into this city. Don't know. Does Cheryl know? West Berlin.
Right.
Yep, so she's out of the hole and has $500 or has $300 rather. Because that clue is worth 400. World history for 600. The South African city was founded in April 1652 as a supply station for the Dutch East India Company. Not too sure about this one. Well, let's see if Cheryl was sure. What is an ant? No. She's back in the hole. And besides, an ant is not a city in South Africa.
Correct response is...
Cape Town, South Africa. Okay, oh, Cheryl makes the next selection. Okay. World History 800. In 1866, Cyrus Field laid the first permanent one. And Cheryl rings in again. What is transatlantic cable?
Yes.
Okay. So she'll come back out of the hole and she has $500. She'll make the next selection, which is World History 1000. In 1980, this country was readmitted to NATO's military wing after threatening to close U.S. bases. Cheryl. Greece? Yep. Okay, Cheryl. We just have famous names left. Okay, 200. Though people think she was John Rolfe's first wife, she was really his second, who was Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Geronimo! Oh, Arapaho! Navajo! Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
400. Ugh. In 1917, the British royal family's name was changed to this by King George V. What is Romanov?
No, sorry, that is wrong.
No.
Correct response.
Windsor. Okay, 600. He became Indonesia's first president in 1945. Cheryl? Sukarno?
Yes.
Okay. $800. First names of the married couple executed for espionage in 1953. What were Julius and Ethel? Oops.
That's it.
Okay, now the last clue. Daughter of a Confederate captain, this founder of the Girl Scouts was deaf from age 26. Who is Juliet Gordon Lowe?
You are correct.
And I finished with $18,600. Cheryl 2,100, Roy 1,200. So it's a runaway game. It's time for Final Jeopardy.
Here is today's Final Jeopardy category.
Our Final Jeopardy category is movie trivia. I think I'm going to go 6,400.
Final Jeopardy answer is...
The plot of this 1977 film pivoted around Oklahoma City, on and off the stage. What is the turning point?
What did you put down as your response?
What is the turning point?
Yes.
I got it right, so I'll go to $25,000.
And your wager was...
Yay.
So it looks like I'll get to start a run with this game.
What did you put down as your response?
What is the turning point?
That's it.
Cheryl got it right.
Your wager was...
She wagered $1,340, so she goes to $3,440.
What did you put down as your response?
You said nothing. And it cost him how much?
Wager was...
190, so it drops to 1,010. Hi, Mom. So, Jay, I'm the overall winner with $25,000. And that is going to do it for this game of Jeopardy for the DOS. And we'll see y'all for our next game coming soon.